welcome to another Alley Cat. Unfortunately, it's not an unboxing today. I believe my credit card is hiding, waiting for 2026. So, sorry, there's not much I can do there. I actually just saw the prices of J-Hope's human-made stuff. Yeah, no. Too expensive. No, was trying to come up with what to do with my little channel here to keep things a little bit interesting. I've been over on the clock app and I have fallen down the spiral of the book talk, mask talk and narrator videos over there. I've come across some wonderful creators and I enjoy watching all their stuff, so it's very, very interesting. The other thing I'm not too sure, because I've never really mentioned it on here before, is I've also written 4 fan fiction stories. They're posted in 2 different places, but the one I mention is probably the one that most people know, which is AO3. If you know, you know. If not, go onto a little search engine and you'll put AO3 in and you'll work it out. With narrating, I came across this wonderful narrator. He is a wonderful person. I'll put his username and all that in the description below. So he does have a page here on YouTube. Doesn't upload here very often. He's more active on the photo and the clock apps if you want to head over, but the username is the same. It's narrated by Dejan, and I have written a few little scripts for him over the last couple of months, and I was just mentioning to him about the stories, and it was actually his suggestion for me to narrate them. I was like, okay, never thought about it, and I figured that over on the clock app it wouldn't have as much time-wise to do it, so I'm actually going to do them here. If people, I'm still going to do it anyway, even if you're not terribly interested, but I am actually going to film them. You won't see me like this. I will have the book cover that I've created, and you'll just hear my voice. So yeah, so you don't need to see me, so you can pop your headphones in and have a listen to it. I will break them down into smaller listening sections, so it's not as, one story is like over an hour's long if you read it, but I'll break it down into smaller sections so it's a more manageable to consume. Also, these stories are not for minors, so there is massive MD&I, so minors do not interact on them. I will put those warnings back on place once I upload the videos. You can probably guess why it says minors do not interact, but that is why. Okay, now on to the actual stories themselves. So there's 4. 2 are on the one topic, one show. So there's 3 shows, but there's one story's got 2. So the first show, it was called The Order. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still, you can still stream it on Netflix or not. It was cancelled after 2 seasons. It's about witches and werewolves and all this sort of stuff. So I found it terribly interesting. So I wrote 2 stories. One is The Knights of St. Catherine, and the other is The Knights of St. Catherine, The Return Home. Okay. As it was cancelled after 2 seasons, there was no resolution to a lot of the storylines. I did not include it because when I was writing the second story, it was still up in the air about whether it was going to pick up to the 3rd season. But as I was writing the second one, we found out it got cancelled. So hence the reason why story 2 is a little bit shorter, because I ran out of material. No show, no material. So yeah. So there's certain storylines in it I haven't resolved. That's not my jurisdiction. The only storylines I've resolved are the characters I have created. And of course, with all of these stories, I don't own any. The only characters that I own are mine that I have created. Okay, so that's the Order. So the Order and the Knights of St. Catherine and the Knights of St. Catherine Return Home. The second one now is on One Piece. I was reluctant to watch this, I think it was last year, because I saw it had manga, it had anime, and there was like so much to consume for it. I was like, nah, I couldn't do it all. So I stuck to just watching, again, the Netflix season 1. I believe season 2 is being released early next year, so I'm looking forward to that. So the One Piece story is called Sanji's Siren's Song. Again, I've only watched what's on Netflix. If you listen to it and it clashes with something that's in the anime, the manga, the comics, please forgive me. Please be nice. As I said, it's meant as a standalone story, not meant to clash. It's just meant to be there. So yeah. I'm just going over my notes. Now, so that is the One Piece and Sanji Siren Song. Now, the fourth story I've written is the one that I'm probably most proud of, and I wrote this year. On the Clock app, I came across this woman meeting characters brought to life. I was like, what on earth is this? So I started watching them, and it was the Black Dagger Brotherhood with her name's J.R. Ward. You'll see in media she's called the Warden because, of course, the stories are hers. So once I saw those on the Clock app, I thought, I've got to Google this. I Googled it, and I found that there's like over 20 books in the set, and I'm just like, too many books. I thought, I can't get through all that. And then I was like, okay, where's it streaming? Not on Netflix. It's on a streaming platform called Passionflix. And I was like, great, I'm in Australia. Chances are it's only going to be open to Americans. I'm not going to be able to do it. So I actually sent them an email, and I can actually sign up for it. So I did. I was only planning on doing it for a month, and I still have it. So the Black Dagger Brotherhood season 1, awesome. It was fantastic. And I do believe Passionflix, if Passionflix sees this, I believe it was created by a lady called Tosca Musk, and it was created by ladies, for ladies, and I think a lot of the staff are ladies. So it's like bringing all of your lovely book boyfriends to life. So yes, that's what they do. So I love it. So it's really, really good. And also, if you're fans of Bluey, the lady who voices Chili, Melanie, she's actually in a whole season of Gabrielle's Inferno on Passionflix, if you ever want. Although it's very odd to see her with an American accent. I'm not used to that. Anyway, I also then decided I'm going to try, after watching it, I thought I'll try the books. Yeah, let's just say I'm on to book 8. And 2 books I finished in 4 days apiece. That's how good they are. Buy them on your Kindle so you don't have to have the really thick, because they're about this thick. They're quite thick. So yeah, so there was that one. So it's called The Fallen Angel is the name of the story. Again, I set it between what is season 1 and going to be season 2 of the Black Dagger Brotherhood. So it's between book 1 and book 2. Again, it's not meant to clash with anything that's happening with relationships and all that with the other books. It's just meant to be a standalone. So that is probably the one I'm most proud of at the moment. It's called The Fallen Angel. What else did I want to mention about that one? Season 2 is coming, I believe, next year as well. And the main character, it's like Bridgerton on Netflix, but with vampires. So it's really, really good. And the main male character for season 2 of the Black Dagger Brotherhood is played by an Australian. His name's Alexander Cubis. And if you go looking him up, he was on, for ladies who are probably a bit my age or a bit younger, will probably grew up seeing him on Mako Mermaids, which was filmed in Queensland. So yeah, so they're the 4 stories. As I said, again, minors, please don't read them. I hope you will enjoy them when I do upload them. So yeah, so the titles are Knights of St. Catherine, Knights of St. Catherine Return Home, Sanji's Siren Song, and The Fallen Angel. I hope you do like them. As I said, I thought it would just sort of give something a little bit of difference to hear while waiting for the BTS comeback, which is not happening until next year. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. See you later.